All right, let's check out knowledge check 18.6.1. Let's go ahead and load the tidyverse and complete journey packages. Number 1, it says filter all transactions where department equals produce. And then we're going to use the box plot to do some stuff. So let's do step 1 here first. So let's take our transactions sample, and again we need to do an inner join to the products data so that we can filter the department for the produce transactions. All right, we take a look at our output here, and let's see, let's scroll over. We see that our department is all produce. Perfect. Okay, so use a box plot to plot the sales value across each household composition. All right, well, we kind of sneak in this household composition. That is within demographics. Let's go ahead and look at demographics data. And we see we have this household composition, which would be this column right here. So before we even do our plotting, we need to do another inner join so that we can get all the demographics data. And so now if we scroll over, we're going to see now we have all transactions for the produce department, and now we have our demographic information for each transaction, including household composition. Okay, so we've got all the information we need. Now it says to use a box plot to plot sales value across each household composition. Does it look like the household composition impacts the amount spent on produce? All right, so we can go ahead, take this data that we just created, and then pipe this right into ggplot. And for my EES, I'm going to go ahead and on the x-axis, I want to have household comp. My y-axis, I want to have the sales value. And then I want to use a Geom box plot. And now we can see we have box plot for each one of our household composition categories. And it really doesn't, we can't decipher a whole lot of difference here. And part of this is just because of the skewness of the data. We'll get into how we can make some adjustments down the road to correct for this. But for right now, does it look like the household composition impacts the amount spent on produce? At this point, it does not look like that. Okay, number 2. Using the same filter data as in number 1, create a scatter plot to assess quantity versus sales value and color the points based on household composition. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to take the first part of this data, which is really us just joining with products, filtering for the particular department, and then joining with demographics. So then it says go ahead and let's do a scatter plot. So I'm going to go right into ggplot here, and I want quantity versus sales value. And it says to go ahead and do a scatter plot, so that's geom point. Now it did say in here, color the points based on household composition. Well, since we want to color the points based off another variable, I need to do that within the AES function. And so I'm going to go ahead and do color equals, let's see, household comp. And that should give us our scatter plot of quantity versus sales value with each point colored. And again, it's pretty difficult to decipher any differences between the categories in this plot. All right, the last one says plot a histogram of the retail discount values based on all transactions. Okay, so if we go to our transactions data, we'll see that there is a retail discount variable, and it just wants us to do a scatter plot of that. So let's go ahead and do ggplot, and we're only caring about one individual variable, retail disc. And then we can go ahead and do geom histogram to get this plot. And we can see not a very informative histogram. And again, it's because we have some skewed values here, very large values, but vast majority of all the retail discount values are pretty much 0 or near 0. So again, at this point, we can't decipher a whole lot of differences here, but in later on sections within this lesson, you'll see how we can kind of manipulate the X and Y axes to get more information out of this.